Okay, good morning, everyone. Today's presentation is on the art of prompt engineering, presented by Seth. So, when we talk of prompt engineering, what do we understand by prompt engineering? Prompt engineering is simply the skill of crafting effective instructions for AI models. It's basically bridging between human intent and AI outputs. It's the key to unlocking accurate, creative, and reliable responses. So, basically, prompt engineering is basically you wanting an output from an AI, but specifically detailing your instruction in the AI model. Now, why is prompt engineering important? The importance of prompt engineering, it enhances the accuracy of the AI outputs. It reduces errors and has hallucinations. It saves times by improving efficiency because when you specify and detail the instruction into the AI model, it gives you that exact result and output. It also boosts creativity in AI assisted tasks because there's a way you prompt an AI that if you don't detail it in a specific manner, it sounds generic and a robot manner. The core principles of prompt engineering. How do you break down the prompt in the instructions that you're giving to the AI? Clarity, for instance. You have to be specific and ambiguous. You have to be direct and straight to the point. Context. You need to provide a background or structure for the AI to put itself in to be able to give you a better output. Constraints. You need to set rules for formatting, tone, or the style. Constraints basically set a box in which the AI can operate in. Iterations. This refines the prompt for better results. That is, you have to be very specific in the prompts that you want to give to the AI. Now, the types of prompts we have different types of prompts. We have the instruction based commands. This kind of prompt is basically just a straight command. There's no long essay, there's no problem. Just give it the command that you want it to do. Print this slide. That is the kind of instruction based command. Then we have the question based command, which can be in the form of why does this happen? That is the question based format. Then we have the role based, that is, you put the AI in a human form and be like, you are assigned as a teacher now. What kind of essay can you give? That is the way to put the AI in a role based prompt. This specifies the AI in a way that it puts itself not just in a model that you have specified for it, it now embodies the kind of character that you want it to give us an output upon. And then we have example driven prompting. This is when you specify an instance that has already happened and use that instance to generate a prompt based on the output that you want to specify on. The best practices in prompting, you have to use step-by-step instructions. If you want to write an essay, you don't just say write an essay on war and expect it to give you the same output as write an essay on the history of the World War III. Specifics breaks down the prompt into detailing structure for a better output. Then we have the test and refine prompts. You can also give a base prompt to start the general prompt that you want to give. You can specify that it should take on the role as a ghostwriting engine. That as it takes on that role, the reply that it will give you after that will be a more detailed output than if you just entered the base model and tried generating a prompt. Now you need to combine creativity with precision. You don't just ask it a straight up question directly. You need to give it a background, a box, and a character to impersonate so that you get a more refined output. You need to also anticipate multiple interpretations. Like now, there are some models that hinder you from asking some particular kind of questions. But the way around those kind of models is to put it in a more subtle manner that the AI doesn't see it as a break in the policies and obligations set in the model. These are the limiting factors. Now, real world application. AI has been integrated into so many factors and sectors in the world today. We have the education for tutoring and explanations. We have the business models for reports, data analysis, and content drafting. We have the creativity factors, which you can implement in story writing, brainstorming, design. And we also have the tech. Now you can even write codes with AI. With proper prompt engineering, you can generate a structured website adequately. Now, the challenges and limitations. The risk of bias in AI responses. Most AIs now are beginning to hinder some kind of prompt based on war, gender, and sex based questions. This is the terms that it's trying to not break its policies and obligations. So there are some things that AI can still not answer, but if properly prompted, you can find a way around those kind of challenges. Hallucinations. AI is as they are still working models, they still need to be supervised. So sometimes they give out incorrect and feel confident about those answers. So for you to be prompting, you need to have a base idea on what you want it to generate for you as an output. So that you can easily spot any errors in your prompts that has been given out as a wrong output. Then ethical considerations. Some of the output models that are given from AI, they consider a lot of ethical background. So it limits your output results and it has a way of nerfing your output in a way that it can't generate things that might seem world view. Let's just say that it's basically not as smart as the normal human is. So it still needs proper learning formats. Then constant needs for refinement. Though AI is filled with different models, it still has its limitations, meaning that it's constantly learning based on human input prompts. So for it to generate something for you, you need to also go back, refine the output, and insert in another prompt that gives you the exact kind of output that you want. The future of prompt engineering. Where are we going with prompt engineering? We are moving towards auto prompting and AI augmented prompts. That is, you can now schedule prompts in based on an automation based format. That is, instead of now manually having to think up an engine format for you to be prompting your AI, you can set up a structure and it generates the prompt. Let's say the task that you want to perform now is a constant task, it doesn't change. You can structure the AI into having that prompt that it keeps just giving you that exact question that you want it to answer. And then integration into everyday tool. Right now we have a lot of smartphones that are integrating in AI like Gemini. We also have ChatGPT that is entering some websites, and we have Meta AI in our WhatsApp currently. So the current integration of AI is evolving drastically. So the need for prompt engineering is very much needed to be able to make our tasks easier for everyday use. Now, becoming a must-have skill in the digital age. Anyone that can prompt engineering a prompt rather in today's age has a higher advantage because everything related now has AI into it. So if you have that versatile skill in prompt engineering, you tend to be able to have that push forward in your space because with a little creativity, you don't need to go so far into performing a task. So, conclusion, prompt engineering is basically just a clear and structured communication format with AI. It is essential for accuracy, efficiency, and creativity, and it's a growing digital literacy skill that we need to have in this world of today. Mastering the prompt is mastering the AI. Thank
Okay. Yeah. Well done. I was done under 10 minutes. Yeah. All right. Any questions? Okay, let me just mention another advantage of using this reading view is that you can see your number of slides from here. So as you progress, you can be seeing how many slides remaining. And so. Okay. Yeah, questions for prompt engineering. Okay.
So you said AI writes codes now, and you also made a point saying that it makes mistakes. So in that sense now, how are you sure the codes that are going to be generated are going to be accurate?
You will run them now.
You need to have a base idea on what you are coding, and you also need to debug it because you can't just generate the code and just put it in and expect it to work perfect.
That makes it like harder because
I
you
have
have to hard, you have to like start going through the code. That would like take time.
Well, is
It's
it
not
not
better to just
It's easier than
easier than
starting the
writing
code
the
from
beginning?
beginning. At least as it is, once you copy it, paste it, you run it.
And it shows
Then
you
you
the
see
errors.
where the error is. Then you debug. Yeah.
I think that's ChatGPT 5. There's a new model now. New model.
The question is the prompting
You have to talk aloud so that it will
Okay,
help.
so my question is, do you see prompts as a temporary skill until models get smarter, or it's like a mess up?
Prompting is basically training the model. So basically, it's you that is making the model smarter by the questions you ask.
But like, with regards to automation and machine learning, what of the situation where the model is smart and the model doesn't need that training to do this thing?
Yeah, that's where it becomes an unsupervised model. So there are different categories of models that we have in AI. You have the ones that you still need to keep supervising it and seeing the task it performs. And then you have the unsupervised the model that you just keep training it till it becomes what exactly you want it to have for you.
And at that point, they attack you.
I don't have example of those. Well, I think I don't have
Yeah, the future of AI is actually is scary. Yeah. Yeah. When it becomes unsupervised.
that's where the problem is. It's when you need human input again.
Okay.
Till then, we are still in charge. Exactly. That would be a challenge because now skill issue is deteriorating humans.
You need to do so much.
Anyway, as some skills are taken by AI and robotics, new skills are being created. Yeah, mastery of those technology too is a new skill. To be able to manage it, to deploy it, yeah, ahead infrastructure and all sorts like that. Yeah, so it's just creating new opportunities, but those opportunities are not for local people. It has to be digital people. Yeah. Okay. Then the prompting too. Okay. Your prompting, does it focus on coding?
Prompting
Hello?
is, I don't think it's just
Because prompting is actually you can use it for anything. You can use it to generate pictures, videos, even things that you have seen some videos like that.
yeah,
That you've seen one pastor that is preaching wearing white like this.
yeah,
That you Yahoo boys that don't bring offering to the church and all sorts like that. There's one that said that brother something collected our money, the contribution, and japa to hungry. That is hungry will kill you. Okay. Okay. I share those ones in my on my status really. Yeah. So it's actually AI that generated all those ones, and it's actually true prompting too. Okay. I would have loved to do it that it will be captured. have to log in there. Let me just show us some prompting. Okay, I will show us that one later because it's be compatible on my system now. So let's just analyze the presentation. So what do we say of it?
So, okay, the actual
Yeah, the presentation.
So first of all, I also recommend you for a nice presentation and vocal clarity and everything. So well done. However, the slides, I think since you're talking about AI, it's not giving the feel of like you're talking about AI. Prompt engineering, I think you should use a little bit more of what's it called?
Generated
Generated
images.
or make use of some iconographies and all those things. Just make it look techy, right? And to fit because another thing is notice um, this kind of template I would say is for if you're just trying to write like words and everything. So that's the only thing I have. And also the placement of this page. But Mr. Sheikh will tell you all of that.
No, tell your own now. Once you have said it, I don't need to say
So
it.
the placement, I don't know exactly what the justification or the placement of this thing is. So like you can see the way it's coming and the way the text is under it and it's, one is by the left. Then it's like it's looking like a step. I think that's what you're trying to achieve.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But I don't know how well it's.
Okay, you mean slant step like this,
Yes.
but you don't consider the left.
So I think you can be more left justified or left placed.
Then the presented by should be smaller, maybe a small letter, then the set should be a different.
You can write your full name. Since people don't know you. So people after license may not know your full name.
One and only set.
I think you use one of these AI and prompt it for this slide. Yeah. Yes. I used to because I know there's an AI whereby it will give you like certain number of pictures. ChatGPT now they've nerfed it so much that to generate an image you can use higher quality.
Yes, but if you use Sora can
generate the slides and then give you certain number of pictures.
That one is paid.
It's
not only paid version. I think there's one as well.
ChatGPT.
Most of the you get the content from ChatGPT. You export it go into the you use it and you paste it there and you now prompt it for it to give you a certain number of pictures you want. So you generate those pictures and you analyze the slides for you like this. Those pictures.
Okay, you can share it. Right? Okay, then the layout, you can see that you can observe the black side. The black on the left and the right. What you use is 4:3, the aspect ratio. Yes. So when you use 16:9, that won't fill the whole screen, so you won't have the black side. Okay. The text, line the pictures come out here. Do you have plenty plain areas? If you had used 16:9, that one will give you enough space that you can expand them to fill up. Okay. All right, that's fine. Well done again. Let's go.